So, peace. This is the Couples Therapy Podcast for the Facebook group, The New Black Family. I'm the Hood Mystic here with Phoenix Nova to just really discuss some things that really aren't discussed when it comes to relationships. It seems as though most people talk about how much money is needed to be spent on a ring and the type of job that the person has more than the actual psychology that goes into relating to one another. Um, I personally am an advocate for long-term relationships, so that means learning to take the good in with the bad and really learning from my partner. Um, this is to support the article that we just published on hoodmystic.com, and we're just gonna just touch on some of the key points on there. We're gonna discuss today healthy communication, what we think healthy communication is, roles and responsibility, and also manipulation, how it is very subtle and very damaging to long-term relationships, and how you may be manipulating or you may be manipulated. So just have a healthy discussion and just see where it goes, and we are opening up the floor to any questions, any relationship questions, any love questions, and just really have any comments, any disagreements, any arguments, because I'm here for that. But I'm trying to be healthy about it. I don't mind. So just let's talk about it, man. So, healthy communication. So, healthy, we are thinking of like vibrant, able to grow, beneficial. Unhealthy means you can't grow from it. It's not benefiting you in no way, and you are attached to the person through some unhealthy meaning sexual, financial, or abusive relationship, and you aren't growing from that relationship. These are the type of relationships that we need to work on or leave from.
You need to be able to have healthy communication to address those issues.
Yeah. Because if you really got something going on with you, and I'm telling you, shut the fuck up.
That's not beneficial to me. That's not healthy for me.
No. You would need somebody to say, okay, what's going on? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand where you're coming from. And now, it's people right now that are in relationships and they can't be honest with their partner because they might get their head chopped off. This is unhealthy, toxic relationship. And you think that people are going to change, and they won't.
Maybe for a little while.
Yeah. Change because you want them to change, but they're not gonna change because you understand what I'm saying?
That's when you get to manipulation.
Yeah, for sure. And so some keys. So I'm not going to jump to the extreme to say that you'll deal with somebody that might cut your head off. But let's just say that you are in a relationship that is healthy, but you always want to talk to them while they're at work or...
Bad timing.
Yeah. So finding the right time, if y'all already having a conversation, to start to talk about how you feel about things, now that we're talking, you know what I'm saying? It's some things that I wanted to talk about. I was just looking for the right time to say what was on my heart. And this is I feel like this is monumental because I can feel the energy of people in relationships and not being able to be truthful with their partner. And in all walks of life, in all types of media, there is no information to say, you guys need to be healthy, and you guys need to be honest with each other, and you guys need to talk to each other. So it's more or less like, how can you manipulate this person? How can you play games with this person? How can you get this person to do things that you want them to do, as opposed to
really understanding,
yeah,
really wanting to understand,
yeah,
really listening.
right. And that to me is key.
It's like, if you don't want to, then just say, this ain't gonna work for me.
Yeah. And this the fear thing too. So talking face to face.
Eye contact.
Yeah. So much in this day and age, we got people that's talking over telephones and text messages and not really having that face to face no more.
I wonder if people like really know how to communicate on a face-to-face level, like, because they're always talking on the phone or texting.
Yeah, because then when you do spend time with each other, your eyes is going all different types of ways. You're not having a deep eye contact. The body language is all off. And because you know why? Because these things are learned and these things are talked about, and in our community, they're not talked about. Even now, these things are not even popular or viral. But if I was to, if we was, let's argue, if we put out a video, male versus female, battle of the sexes, and people choosing sides, now it's something to watch, it's something to see. The most popular things on TV is like Love and Hip Hop, where they just constantly show dysfunctional relationships.
We're not supposed to actually like better your relationship, save your relationship, grow your relationship,
healthy communication,
and even like beneficial to yourself.
Yeah, and if it is something, it's like to make fun of. Oh, look at the spiritual person, like, he's funny looking. It sounds good. And then the next scene, they'll be back arguing again, like the nigga just didn't give him some advice. You know what I'm saying? So, it's
good vibes, good positive vibes is what everyone's saying, right?
Yeah, it's like a slogan now. Good vibes only. And it's like real dismissive too, because when it's like, you trying to talk to someone and they're like, you killing my vibe right now. You know what I'm saying? It's become, a slogan where, and that's getting into not attacking, where understanding and being receptive to your partner and his perspective or her perspective is something that's not taught. We are taught to simply feel that how we feel is right, and anything contrary to what we feel, we have the right to be emotional towards, and we can be biased towards that person.
But if this is a person that you want to have long-term goals with,
we always got to go back to that. We always got to go back to that.
You gotta, all right, let me sit down. Let me breathe. If you smoke, if you gotta sit down and
take a drink, roll and just
listen, and put personal feelings aside. And that's easier said than done. I know, I really do know. But yeah, like, just and listen, and wait for a pause. Like, don't just interrupt. Like, I think we have an issue with interrupting, and that's where that attacking comes in. It's like, because we're taking it too personal. It's cool.
Yeah. So honesty is the next piece that we're going to talk about, and this is when you know that you're in a toxic relationship. If you cannot be honest, this is how you know you're in a toxic relationship, when you cannot be honest. And I'm telling you, you will figure out that a majority of the relationships right now are toxic as fuck, because both of you guys cannot be honest with each other, because you can, or with yourself, to a point to where you begin to live a lie and are nothing but a pretty picture. All types of problems come in because you're not being authentic, and it's nothing that can happen besides disease and sickness when you're not being authentic. This is the beginning to all different types of things, and where people be like, did that person have a curse on him or a curse on her? Like, no, that person was in a situation where they couldn't be honest, and it killed them, or it destroyed them, or it had them in an adverse situation. This happens so often, that murder, people will talk about murder when murder happens like 0.1% of the time, and people getting their heart broke happens so much, and everything stems from people in their hearts being broke, and really having no.
You can act this like essentially like broken heart syndrome.
Is there?
It's a real real thing.
Yeah.
And that's something to do with like you're so sad that some muscles or something like either start deteriorating.
Oh yeah.
Can we get right now?
That's deep. And so the thing about honesty is that I can't be honest for you. I can only be honest for myself. So when we discussing and we going back and forth and we having a conversation, then I can't be like, well, you did this and you did that. I can't. That's not honesty. That's blaming. You know what I'm saying? And that's attacking. When you having conversations with somebody that you want to have a long lasting relationship with, somebody that you are quote unquote boyfriend, girlfriend, quote unquote married, then you should be able to say, I feel this way. And it may be because you're doing this, it may be for some other reason, but my feelings are that of sadness. And I'm not blaming you for it, or whatever issues is going on with you, disappointment, you know what I'm saying? And and you don't know the other person's perspective, and your partner can say, well, the reason that you may feel that way is because I feel this way. And then it's a learning experience instead of a Street Fighter match or an episode in Love and Hip Hop. Cause in our community, man, it's cool for mom to have boyfriends now. It ain't cool for mom for it to be husband and wife. It's cool to go from here, there to everywhere. And it's not no structure to our society. And then we look at other societies, not even white societies. Let's talk about Asian societies, or, you know what I'm saying, African societies. People are married. Like, people are not one person single struggling. They're two, and they have a structure to how they do things, and you may not agree with it. And you may feel that it's holding somebody back, but we live in America where we can discuss the parameters and different perspectives and come to an agreement where nobody is being controlled or anything like that. And I think that leads to roles and responsibilities. Because I think if there are no roles or responsibilities in a relationship, then there is no purpose to the relationship. And if you're in a relationship with no long-term purpose, then how will you expect a long-term result? It's really like what is the goals, what are the things you see couples and businesses together and making moves together and
And I think like they probably have to have good communication if you're able to live together and work together. Like you have to be able to communicate very well. You have to be able to know your responsibility and know your role very well. And I think at times you might need to know your partner's role as well, because there could be a time where they can't fulfill that role.
Facts.
So sometimes you need to step up 10% because that partner, for some reason, is going what they're going through. That again is where communication comes in.
Yeah. And communication is a big deal before you even start the relationship of what's your life goals? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And so generally, if you find yourself in a position with a person who cannot answer those questions, can you expect to be in a long-term relationship? And if he's to say some things that you're not in agreement with, will you try to make it work? Or will you say, you know, that's not something that I could be or something that I could do in 5 years. So I need to find somebody more in sync with my life path and my goals. Because there are billions of people that reside on this planet. And so to feel so limited to just, you know, one person that's not in sync with you is limiting to yourself, and you probably don't have any purpose. Yeah. So it's really important to know.
You gotta take a step back and really do some self-observation.
Yeah, it's important.
And if you don't really know what that is, ask. Like, look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Self-observation. Because we can get so tied up in our emotions and our feelings that we don't even see ourselves anymore, and we only see our emotions and our feelings. But our emotions and our feelings are past motivations from a previous age, time, and perspective that you may not even be in anymore. And you're constantly doing things off of an old motif.
And every time I've had to do some self-observation, some self-observing, it's been hilarious. Like no matter what it is that I'm doing, that I am observing myself doing, it's hilarious. Like I could be crying, I could be like talking about something and being emotional with it, or I could just be doing something. It's like that's freaking hilarious. But I learned something from that. And it's like you gotta be able to laugh at yourself, no matter what.
That's important, because if you take yourself too seriously, then somebody is going to tell you some shit and you're going to be sensitive about it. You can't grow from that. You should be able to stand up for yourself, and you should also be able to say, you know what, you're right. You got to have both of them.
And see, in order to do that, you got to be able to listen.
Yeah.
And listen to hear.
Yeah.
Actually listen. And if you don't understand, ask questions. But not questions to where your partner is feeling attacked. But get clarity, or just say, I don't understand, I need some clarification. And if your partner has a problem with that, then y'all have another issue.
But you always have to go back to, is this a long-term relationship? Is this worth us having this conversation? Because if it's not, then you know this has an expiration date. So you might as well cheat and do all types of crazy things, because it don't matter. Because I'm just saying, you might as well do something besides if you guys can't have any structure to your relationship, is whatever this person wants to do whenever this person wants to do it, and you're not getting anything satisfied, you don't see a future, y'all not coming together, you know what I'm saying? You might as well date and see other people, because you're limiting yourself and you're not connecting to anybody. You're just having a physical sensation or sexual emotional bond or tie, and you're not doing anything spiritual, and it's just like a drain, and you're gonna be just older after the relationship is over.
You may be gaining like material things from the relationship or trips or something, but those are only temporary things. Like after all of that, like you still have your emotional state, your mental state.
You're still old. You're still just getting older. That's it. That's all you're doing is getting older. So it's good to be with somebody that you can be equally yoked with. And you'll never be that with somebody that you're not equally yoked with, and hoping that that person gets to your level. I mean, I don't know. I'm not giving advice. I'm just more or less
talking about what we do.
Yeah. And what actually works and what actually brings me, I guess, mutual satisfaction and just mutual respect and constant conversation. It's not a point to where you could think about breaking up or having a difficult swing at things. And not to say that the relationship is perfect, but to say that whatever's going on, you'll be able to work with it. And and that's through constantly communicating and really having a purpose and really working towards something and understanding and being supportive. But you don't just get that shit overnight, and you don't get that through just casually dating and just being with people that you like. And not to say that you have to dislike somebody, but you have to be able to talk to them. You have to be able to go back and forth and be honest with them and not feel like they gonna attack you for your honesty
and not care
or just dismiss it. Because we're going to finish this off with the topic of manipulation. In the psychology of relationships, manipulation is a way to secretly influence someone with indirect, deceptive, or abusive tactics. So, in relating, you may be feeling deeply disturbed, but that person is so nice, or that person is doing things and throwing you off, and that's manipulation. Sweet talking. So if you have things going on deep inside and you can't address it, then that's just more or less that that's a key sign that you're probably being manipulated. And so we need to learn to be direct and honest and learn these tools of healthy communicating and not trying to get help, because it's so easy for us to throw in the towel. And I know that most of us in relationships, if not thinking about this thing consciously and creating this relationship to be long term, then it won't be long term. It'll just be a disease. Why did our ancestors, why did our grandparents have long term relationships? Did they do? It was for a purpose. It was for a lineage. It was something that was gonna hold us together. Then why do we not? And why do we deal with constant like pain? You know what I'm saying? Why do we deal with pain and hurt? Because that's what it is.
It's like you'll see some families, marriage will last for generations. And other families, like marriage, like they're always getting divorced, or they
didn't get married at all. And a lot of it is based on society, and a lot of it is based on manipulation and seduction, and thinking that material things is more important than creating that bond with the divine feminine or the divine masculine. Our ancestors knew that was important. Whether Uncle Billy cheated, and you know that, and they had women on the side, and grandmas had, Uncle Willie and Aunt Jessie look completely different, but ain't nobody gonna say nothing because the family was more important than who was fucking who at the end of the day, so. And not to say that that was right or wrong, but I'm saying at the end of the day, the family stays strong. And yeah, the bigger picture. And that's what you have to start small in your families. You have to create those bonds. And us as people, we are going to be the grandparents one day. And what is it going to say that, what I'm saying, you're going to be telling your grandkids about your Plenty of Fish account? How you was popping on Plenty of Fish? How all in... But we really have to really do the work to really be pure of heart when relating to each other, and really learn the different ways that we can create these long-term relationships and really have bonds with each other, or else we just gonna hate each other. And that's what the society is really trying to do, and they're really doing a good job. Keep breaking it down further and further to now we only use each other for sexual purposes, and then after that, we recreational sex, and keep it moving. And we suffer as a nation because of that. Not to say that anything is wrong with this, but I'm just speaking to the people who understand the message, that feel like it's something better to life than just, getting your rocks off. And then you want to be in a relationship, and you have a relationship, but what are you actually doing? You're just existing, and you're not really communicating, and it's just like, you keep up good appearances, but both you guys are dying on the inside because you can't be honest with each other. You can't be truthful. So, on this page and on this account, we're going to be talking about some things that's going to open you up to possibilities in your relationship, and you may not agree with them, but it's just a conversation. So that's what we're talking about. And even though it's not popular now, it will be popular because these things are true. These things are exact. And so you just got to be on the forefront of things. But
I think you have to take a step back and look at yourself.
Especially in the terms of relating to people, because it's always you that could possibly do something to heal that concern that you're having. But it's just so very easy to point a finger when you've been around a person all day, every day, for however long. You just be like, you really ain't shit. That's just so simple. So the harder thing to do is to say, what do I have to do? And that would be the more beneficial thing in relating to somebody. What can I do to make this thing better? And if we both think like that, then it can't do anything but flourish and grow. And I can't be upset with you because I'm always taking the accountability of doing what I need to do to take care of me. Therefore, we're not pulling on each other. We can take care of each other because we took care of ourselves. So many times you have people who don't take care of themselves, and then they look for people to take care of them. Now, they may find somebody who is willing to do that, but it has an expiration date. And when they do not, it has an expiration date, because even if I really want to take care of you and fill your voids,
I was just gonna say that goes into voids though. That's a different topic.
Yeah, but it's going to drain my energy basically.
Yeah.
then something's gonna happen to me. To that relationship will end, or it'll just spirit just doesn't let you just take care of somebody your whole life without nothing happening. But that was just an episode of the Couples Therapy Podcast. I know this information may sound weird and not something that you could fully grasp or understand. So that's why, I have Phoenix with me to, explain that, like, I'm just not some alien or weird person that, is something to be grasped and to be understood and to be lived and to be experienced. So
because once you start having healthy communication, you feel a lot better, and not just in your relationships, but outside your relationships, whether it's with your mom, with your
facts,
with your boss, with your coworkers, like with the guy at Wendy's. It's just you feel a lot better.
Because you got somebody in your corner, you got somebody that's supporting you. So many times we leave the household, we argue in the household, and then we go out into the world, and then we're susceptible to all different types of negative energies because we don't have that firm open base. So if I'm afraid at home, then I'm gonna go out in the world and be afraid. Now if I have an open, free flowing communication at home, then I'm not looking for shit when I hit the world, because what I have at home is of value. I appreciate it, and especially
I think, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think appreciation, showing appreciation to your partner, and to the relationship, to the union, whatever partnership, whatever you call it. So I think that's another showing appreciation. And it's like, you don't have to show it in a way of like physically showing it, but your partner will feel when you're appreciative.
And you appreciate it. Like, it's easier not to cheat or want to be with other people when you have something other than sex or material things to rely on, because you have a spiritual connection. These things are so important, to have spiritual connections, to have heart connections, to have mental connections. Certain things can be easily duplicated. Physical things easily duplicated. Spiritual things cannot. You can't just go to any Tom, Dick, and Harry and have a particular spiritual experience. So when you learn the different ways that you can relate to your partner, then that creates long-term relationships. And it's not a drain. It doesn't get boring or because it's true and it's it's honest. You know what I'm saying? But, and just being a beacon and being a light for other people and other individuals. This is the best thing that you possibly could do, is to start to discuss how you have a healthy relationship, because you just never know who you could possibly help, who's struggling in a relationship. I've been in relationships where I struggled and had no advice or nowhere to turn to, and just had my own head to deal with. So,
I've been in relationships that you just walk away.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna do none of that. That's why those very few relationships are just dating, so to speak. There's no commitment. There's no nothing. Easier. That's when you want to take the easy way out. And allow yourself to it's another topic.
Yeah. But, don't want to go on for too long, but just this was couples therapy. I'm the Hood Mystic. This is Phoenix Nova. The group is the New Black Family, the Facebook group where we tend to do all of this type of stuff, and just looking for feedback, just looking for information to just really grow and really discuss how we can have healthy black families again and not really just talk about all of this ratchet shit 24/7. Let's like be the example. Let's start something powerful and positive, and let's spread the word, whether it be, you know, doing magic or whatever, whether we got to be polygamous or monogamous or whatever we have to be, let's be that and be healthy doing it. So we need to have the discussion though as well. So yes, peace. But you know, Hood Mystic, hoodmystic.com, Phoenix Nova, the New Black Family. Once again, read the article. The article is very informative. I enjoyed it, even if I did write it, but it is what it is. Y'all have a wonderful evening.
Peace.
Peace.